Alrighty. Man, I missed out on so many setups yesterday or this week because of the news event. Give me a second. Alrighty. Oh, I got to switch screens. Man, I missed out on so many setups yesterday. There we go. Or this week because of the. Okay, there we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And Father, I pray that we'll have a good class today. Thank you for everything you've done for us, and be with us in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, you guys. So here's what we are looking at. And we're just going to have a short class today, nothing long because I got things to do. But basically, just take this notes. Just write these notes down, guys. Just write this down. Hey, Donna. Good morning. All right, so just take this notes down, guys, and we're going to keep it real simple today. Uncle P's process is very, very simple when it comes to trading the Forex market. Give me a second here. Where are you? Where are you? Oop. Give me 1 second, everybody. Give me 1 quick second. Let me stop sharing for a second. I got to find something. Okay, give me 1 second. Where are you? Okay, not you. Yes, thank you. Quickly. No, that's not it. Oh, yes, it is. It's right there. It was there the whole time. All right, perfect. All right, so now I can start sharing again. Give me that. Let's see. We're going to share screen number 2 again. All right, so what's my process? It's very simple, guys. All right, just don't overcomplicate this. So all you're doing is finding setups before the New York session. The New York session is basically the hoopla. It's the main thing. Okay, the New York session is the big hoopla. The London session is the one that will rip your account apart. Okay, London is terrible. I'm not gonna lie. London is absolutely the worst trading session unless you live in London and you can watch your charts. For U.S. citizens, London is the terrible session to trade. It's like the London session is made to manipulate and tear people's accounts apart. So therefore, it is wise to avoid the London session altogether. I used to call it my pit prayer. Now lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I take a trade before I wake, I pray the Lord to take my pips away. Okay, whatever. The bottom line is London is a terrible session. And what happens is in the U.S. and other countries that don't trade London and you take trades before you go to sleep, typically you're going to find yourself either in drawdown or you're going to find that your stop loss got hit. That's very common. Okay. So one of the things that you can avoid, so take notes on what I'm about to tell you because it just keeps it simple for me. They're at 11 a.m. and I'm giving you specific times. And this is one of the things that kind of sets us apart from other companies because most of them will teach you strategies and they'll teach you indicators and this and that, but they never tell you about what's the proper times to enter trades. Okay. Which I'm got at 9:15, 9:30, 9:45. Okay. Between 9:30 and 9:45, I got to pause and take a look. I'm obsessed with timing. Okay. Now I did meet with Swaggy C, and I told you guys about that. And one of the things he doesn't care about is timing. Why? And I'm gonna show you why Swaggy doesn't care, and neither does Dr. Paisley, Dr. Elvis. These two guys, they don't really care about what I'm about to teach you because here's the difference between what they do and what you do. Okay. So let's say you see this setup here. Okay. And let's say they see the same setup here or this one down here. They're on the daily time frame. Where's their stop loss? Way up here. If they was entering on this trade down here, where's their stop loss? They look way down here, way out of the way, 100, 200 pips stop loss for them is absolutely nothing. They don't care. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. They don't care. You do. Do you get what I'm saying? You care so much about all drawdown. You cry about every bit of drawdown. So therefore, timing has to be factored in to your calculations and to your trading style versus theirs. The problem is a lot of people want to trade like the banks, the institutions, and the big money players, but they don't want to do what the big money and institutional players do. If you want to be exactly like them, then you have to have the same confidence and peace of mind like they do. And in order for you to do that, to say, hey, I don't even care about a London session, because at the end of the day, look at this. You can clearly see on the daily, from the daily time frame, you can clearly see that this was blocked up like a colon, or somebody butt cheeks. They need to have a bowel movement. Okay, you shot up really, really nice, really, really nice. But when you come up here, you can clearly see that this thing was stopped up. So therefore, guess what? A stop loss of 100 pips, they don't care. Because why? They know where it's going to go. That's all that matters to them is, do I know where you're going? If I know where you're going, I don't want to get caught up in all this stop loss, stop hunt, and this and that. That's only for retail traders who are using these 5, 10 pip, 15 pip stop losses because they want to use too large of a lot size, and they turn around and use too small of a stop loss. I'm going to repeat that because you're doing things backwards. If you're going to trade like the professionals, you have to reverse your thinking. This has been dominating your trading career all your life. And you're wondering why, no matter what strategy, no matter what trading tools you use, nothing seems to be working. And it's not the tools, it's not the trading, it's not the chart. Some of this is just plain out you. You're the problem because you refuse to change the way you're approaching the markets. You want to be like them, but you're not willing to do what they do. Okay? So the bottom line is this. What you need to learn is simply this. Go and just add bigger stop losses, okay? Bigger stop losses, smaller lot size, okay? Bigger stops, smaller lots. And here's what happens, and this is what I've learned, and I was picking this up from Swag, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't talked about this in such a long time. The truth of the matter is this. When you look at what he's doing, okay, go to the 4-hour time frame now and look at how many pips you missed out on because you were trying to get, he said, avoid trying to get the perfect entry because sometimes you're going to miss a good opportunity trying to get the perfect entry with the smallest stop loss. Now, if you take a look at it from here, how many pips would you have been up? 212 pips already. You see what I'm saying? So the difference between them and the average retail trader, we all see in the setup, but what happens is you trying to go to the smallest time frame, the 5-minute time frame. Let me drop down to the 5. Let me drop down to the 15, which is fine. 15 minutes is fine for me because it gives me, watch this, go to the 15-minute. And there was to say, well, I don't know why we have an evidence stop right there because it was perfect. That was the perfect entry right there. Stop was up here. Here's the problem. Stop loss is above this level. 58 pip stop loss. Okay, that's cool. You crying about the 58 pip stop loss and you just missed out on 139 pip move from this move down here. Okay, see what I'm saying? Difference. So their ideas are different. So what we're going to talk about today, let me kind of go ahead and mark this up and go and see if we can, and look at this. See, this arrow came in. See how it went, pulled back, and then it just fell off. Okay, fell off. Let's go to 30-minute, see if we see anything. Here it was right here. Came back and retested. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. See, it drops down, comes back up, retest, and then falls off the map. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour. See if we see anything. Here it is right here. Arrow, pulls back, retests this level, and comes down and drop massively. Let's go to the daily or the 4 hour. Because I like they do the daily. I like the 4 hour personally. But the bottom line is, okay, so where would I would have put my stop where? Above all of this noise, right there. And those who's in the advanced membership, you still got the daily dot. Daily dot, I've always used this as primarily one of the biggest places to put my stop loss. I just put it right above it, right there. If anything goes wrong, then I need to be out of the trade because I mean maybe something's going on and it wants to jump up and leap up like a leapfrog. Okay, now let's go right back to that 30-minute again, and let's take a look and see what we find. If you were here, got in right here, where's my stop? 113 pips. Okay, that's okay. That's fine with me. I don't care because look, from here to here, you're up 200 pips already. You're already up 200. So okay, it doesn't matter. The point is that some of you guys, one of the catches of your freedom is going to be exactly what I'm talking about right now. You're going to have to find setups and you're going to have to get comfortable with bigger stop losses because this is why you get tapped out, tapped out, tapped out, tapped out, tapped out, tapped out, tapped out. See, you can clearly see it in retrospect that, hey, any one of these areas was perfectly fine. Okay. When it came down and retested, where was it? Still in this box, in the simplicity box. It was still contained. It was contained in this box. It didn't go anywhere. So just put your stop above the noise and just wait. Now, here's where the second problem comes in. Dr. Paisley, Dr. Elvis, and Swaggy C, they both think pretty much alike. Okay. And one of the other things they have down pack is the fact that they don't have a problem waiting for the trade to play out. When I was in the meeting with him, one of the things one of the things that Swaggy was talking about is he was talking about the fact that he don't mind his typical hold time. Let me say it like this: his typical hold time for a trade is at least 2 weeks. He says when I enter a trade, I'm already anticipating holding the trade for at least 2 weeks. What? See, that's already in some of you guys' mind. They're like, oh no, I don't see. You can't hold a trade for 5 minutes without panicking. So number one, they use bigger stop losses, and number two, they hold trades for a while. How? Who else does something exactly like that? Institutional traders. And we wonder why these people make so much money and you're still struggling. At some point, there has to be a conversion of thought. There has to be the aha moment that says, okay, enough is enough is enough is enough. I am tired. I am tired of not making anything. I am tired of being on these charts and walking away empty handed. At some point, a conversion of thought must take place. And when you look at these people who are highly successful in this industry, you'll begin to see that a lot of them have the same mentality, just like banks and institutions. And then we say, oh, we're trying to beat the market maker. What do you think the market maker does long term? They look at from a distance and say, okay, where are you heading to? For an example, this trade right here, it's a big, gigantic M pattern, big, gigantic double top. That's all this is. Nothing more than a double top. By the way, I know that you guys are wondering why I got the chat turned off. You know what God told me? He said the person who keeps coming into your class being a dummy, he said just cut their oxygen off, cut their screen off, and cut the chat off, and they can keep showing up, but who even knows you're there? So that's why I have it off, so we can just focus on the lesson. So whoever that person is, which I'm quite sure they're here today, thank you for showing up and trying to intimidate or mess with the class like you normally do. But God is wiser than you. So therefore, guess what? We don't have to see you, and we don't even know you're there. All right. So moving on. Right here is nothing more than a big, gigantic double top. Okay, it's just an M pattern, double tops, double bottoms. Except for this one, it's large because it's why off the 4 hour time frame. So you have plenty of opportunities to take it to the downside, take it back up, take it to the downside. Okay, and I even put out a video yesterday or day before yesterday on GCAT. I think it was GCAT, GBP. It was one of these. GBP. Let me see. Give me a second. I'll tell you guys momentarily. Yeah, GCAT. It was GCAT. The only reason why I closed it because when I'm trading with other people's money, I don't want to hold a trade through a news event. But let's take a look at GCAD. Same thing. See? How many times have I told you guys about the stair step? It's just like walking down a flight of stairs. Let's take a look at actually, if I would have held this for you guys, look at exactly what happened. Look at this, literally just going right downstairs. So what was the truth about this one? If it wasn't for trading for other people, I could have held this trade and just said, okay, let the inflationary news come out. Even if it does a little herky jerky move, it's never going to break the overall trend. Okay. It's not going to break the overall trend. So here's something else that you need to know. When we're talking about news events, and I give this out every Sunday, and realistically, if I was talking to Dr. Paisley, or if I was talking to Swaggy C, or if I was talking to institutional traders, certain news events they can care less about. Okay. The ones they will care about is Fed interest rate news because it spikes so big. Sometimes they'll pay attention to NFP because it will spike so big. It's not the news itself, it's the spiking that they worry about. Is it going to spike way too big? But most other information that comes out, the retail sales numbers and all this kind of stuff, they don't pay no attention to it at all. They can care less. Why? Because it's just a little blip in the overall perception of what's going to happen. So yeah, you had these little spikes. Yeah, you get the little news events. Okay, that's cool. But overall, did it break the trend? No, it never broke the trend. So therefore, they're looking at it from this standpoint, even from the daily. Okay, let's look and see. From here, what news event do you see that would have really bothered you? None. And this is the trade I sent out to the copycat family because I seen the same thing. Nothing was going to bother you. But I know how people are who are retail traders, and their problem is that they're constantly looking at every little bit of drawdown. They can't handle nothing, and yet they want to be successful like everybody else. But you have the wrong mentality. You get what I'm saying? So if I would have held this for you guys, yeah, you would have been up about 60 pips this morning on this exact trade that I told you about. But what did I do? For the sake of the people, I scalped it, closed it, and said, okay, I'll leave it alone. And look at what happened if we would have just left it alone. Okay? What would have happened if you would have just left it alone? Look at this. Gathered up here, and then a big drop. Okay? Here we go. Oops, sorry. So from here, where resistance was very clear to this drop, that was almost 400 pips. Are you seeing what you're missing out on? Okay. Here was right here, 400 and something pips. Okay. The point is this, you're constantly missing out. And I'm really upset because I really want to hold a lot of this stuff. Because guess what? Look at GU. GU is one of them. See how it's flowing down? But look back here, I already saw this one flowing way back here. Look at that. And I'm gonna mark this one up. But it was choppy. See how choppy it is? This is why, and by the way, this is one of Dr. Paisley's and Dr. Swaggy C's, one of their favorite pairs to trade. But if you're looking at it from a person who's a retail trader, you will hate it because you can see the constant chop, 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 chop. But if you look at it from this standpoint of, okay, I plan on holding this for 2 weeks. Okay, I plan on holding it for 2 weeks. Look at this from the daily. How can you not see that it hit the top of the trend line on our sexy analyst? Where do you think this thing is going right now? I mean, it was abundantly clear. It gathered the storm and it's going to drop. What did it start doing? It's starting to drop. And now you got your 4-hour arrow saying it's going to drop. See? They're not doing anything magical than what you and I could do. The only difference is they're looking from a higher time frame, 4-hour or daily, and then they're using a bigger stop loss. So for an example, if you were to take this from the daily, you said, okay, I've seen this from the daily. All right. Where would my stop have been? Let's move it. Me personally, it would have been right here. Number one, it's above my daily dot. Number two, I look to my left and I see these yellow dots, which means this was a prior resistance level. So I'm just going to put it right there. Okay. Now, if we go down to, let's say the 1 hour, how many pips would that have been? Let's say you got in on this candle. That's 81 pips. Okay, 81 pips. But let's take a look at where it is now. 78. So you're already in profit. And looking from this standpoint, does it look like it's even done dropping yet? No, it's not done. Go to the 4-hour. Is it look at there? Red candle as we speak. Does it look like it's done dropping? No, it's not. So this is my point. You're missing out on a lot because you're trying to get, and this is what Swaggy was saying. He said, stop looking for the perfect entry. Now, the reason why he said that is because he doesn't have simplicity. You do. So this is why we have the advantage, but you just don't have the patience because you had the arrow that could have told you on the 1-hour or the 30-minute. Okay, right there. They don't have this. You do. So if they can make a killing and they don't have what you have, what's the difference between you and them? Because you do have the advantage. What's the difference? It's the mentality of patience and your stop loss. That's the difference between them and you. That's the only difference. I promise you, it's nothing magical that they're doing at all. And they're charging people a killing to be a part of their groups. So if you want to pay for it, that's cool. Pay for it, do what you want to do. But truth and mass, they're not doing nothing magical. They're doing everything that the retail trader is not willing to do. That's all. Everything that a retail trader does, they do the opposite. Retail traders use tight stop losses. They don't. They use big stop losses. Retail traders use big lot sizes that's way too big for their account. They don't. They use smaller lot sizes. That's it. And they use one other thing, higher time frames. So let's go over the ingredients that runs the restaurants of these top traders versus what you're doing now. Number one, when they do their analysis, they don't look like Dr. Paisley. Dr. Elvis, he never looks past the 4-hour time frame. He don't look nowhere. He don't look nowhere near the lower time frames. He said it's all noise. It's all noise. He said even if it goes deep into drawdown, I know it has no choice but to come back up. I know exactly where it's going, all the way from the monthly, the weekly, the daily, to the 4-hour. I know where it's going to go. So even if it drops down, I know for certain that if it's going to come back up. I know it will. I'm not even worried about it. Okay. I already know where it's going to go. So that's why they don't worry about it. Okay. So within their mindset, a typical trade is going to be held for several days to a week to 2 weeks. They don't care. In other words, for them, time does not matter. It's the fact of the trade itself. Okay. The retail trader needs this trade to go instantly into profits, and it needs to happen now. Okay. They don't have time issues. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about the stop loss as long as it's completely out of the way of all noise. So that even if London comes out and tries to attempt to wreck the trade, it can't because it's only going to go within a 20 or 30 pip span. Now, here's the question, talking about the London session. Why is it that London, outside of news events, why is it that London actually goes and stop hunts people's stop losses by 20 or 30 pips? Maximum 40, but that's pushing it too hard, typically between 20 and 30 pips. Why do you think they do that during the London session? Why do you think the markets go against you just by that amount, typically? Very simple, because that's where all the, y'all like to call it liquidity. Basically, let's take the fancy title off. They know that's where the retail trader stop losses are, within the 20 to 30 pip range. So they just tap you out within a range. They know where you are. They're not going to go after a person with 100 pip or 80 pip stop loss. It's pushing the market way too hard. In order to push it that hard, you have to have had a news event. So they don't fool with the news events. Okay? They don't worry about that. They just go within that little window of time, and you'll constantly see these little wicks, overnight wicks. And I want you to start measuring these overnight wicks, and you'll see it's no more than about 10 to 30 pips range, 10 to 30 pips. And then you wake up and say, dang, I knew that trade was going in that direction. Yeah, but you're out. Why? The markets, they know what you're doing, and they're just taking the little low-hanging fruit. That's what you're considered, low-hanging fruit, because your stops are right within that range. So they just boop, 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 and all that money is gone. You wake up crying, you wake up upset, and then you wake up the next morning and see that your trade dropped right like you anticipated it was going to do. See? Look at this candle first, right here. Look at this one here. See? Stop on candle. Beep, 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 beep. And then what happened next? The big drop. See? That's normal. That's normal. So let's go over it again. Okay? Number one, find your setups using higher time frames. And then I'm going to give you my times, because this is what is different also that I know than what they even do. Okay? And this will help you with drawdown. Okay? But number one, go to the higher time frames. Me, I like to start with the 4-hour, but you can check with the daily. Okay? Do your analysis from there. Number two, when you enter the trade, use a larger stop loss and a smaller lot size. And number three, be patient. Wait for it to play out. It may play out the same day. It may play out in a few days. Get time out of your mind, because this is what's been wrecking your trading career. You try to, I gotta pass this prop firm. I gotta pass this. I gotta do this. Who said that? You are making that up. And so you're forcing things to move faster than what they need to. And as a result, you're taking bad trades. And then when you look back, how many times have you possibly could have won a trade and you didn't, even though you knew where it was going to go? And I'll never forget, he mentioned that when we were meeting together with some other people. He said, I hear this question asked to me all the time. How do I, let me say it like this. He said, people ask me all the time, how do I fix this issue? I knew where the market was going to go, but I end up getting stopped out before it gets there. He said, you're already answering your question. If you knew where it was going to go, then why did you use such a small stop loss? If you knew where it was going to go, why didn't you use some patience? Look at this. Even as we speak, it's still dropping. See? If you knew where it was going to go, what's the problem? You. So here's the final thing, and then we'll take hands. And the Lord gave me this one, so I'm gonna share this with you guys. Write this down. Write this down. Good morning, G. Good morning, Tonya Stoner. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, everybody else. So here's the deal. Write this down in your notes. Set the bait, and then you wait. You're literally going fishing. And then I'm going to give you my times that I look. Okay. Set the bait, and then you wait. Write that down. Very important. Set the bait, and then you wait. It's no different from if you went fishing. When you go fishing, you put the bait on the line, you throw your reel into the water, and then you wait. That's it. That's it. Nothing special. Now, some people who are novice fishers, what do they do all the time? Every second, you kind of jerk your line, trying to jerk your line. Why? Because you're trying to hurry up and get these fish. I went fishing the other day with Dr. Mark, which is one of my brother-in-law. He's a doctor. Dr. Mark and his brother and friend, and all four of us, we went fishing a couple of weeks ago. And him and his brother are professional fishers. They do it as a hobby. Okay. Me and his other friend, that's not our thing. We were just going to hang out, so me and camaraderie. And while we were out there, Dr. Mark cast his in the line, and then he turned his back and started having conversations. His brother cast his in the water. He sat back in his chair, put his feet up, and was chilling, just relaxing. Me and the other dude, we out there, threw ours in the water, and then guess what? I'm jerking and jerking, and guess what? One of my baits got caught in between the rocks underneath the water, and I thought I caught a fish. I'm getting excited, and come to find out it was just that my hook got caught between the lines, and when I pulled it up, it broke the line. It wasn't no fish at all. The other guy, he was over there, didn't know what he was doing either. So you had two people who were very good at it, and you had two novices. What was the difference between the two? The two professionals threw their poles into the water. They did a little jerk, jerk, and then after that, they sat down and relaxed. Okay, they just chilled. Me and the other novice, we sitting up there constantly touching our lines, constantly trying to manipulate to catch this fish, catch a fish, catch a fish. What was the difference between them and us? It's the same difference between you and professional traders. Set the bait and then you wait. You can't try to get in this market and try to manipulate. I'm gonna do this. Well, let me adjust my stop loss. Well, let me do this. Let me do that. And you're constantly just helicopter mom in this trade, just constantly over, it, giving it no breathing room. It can't do anything because you just constantly look at this. Watch this. Set the bait. What if you would have got in right up here? Here's the high. And I've been telling you guys about the Stairmaster. Here's the high. Here's another high, but isn't this high lower than this one? Let's mark it up and see what happened. You could have got in. This establishes I'm not trying to get into the top. I'll just wait for the next lower high, and then I know for sure this is now what? A downtrend. I don't have to see if this is going to be reversal. Okay, that's cool. But if you want to be more conservative, wait for the first lower high or the first higher low. Okay, but here we go. Here we go. Look at right here. Let's look at what's going on as we speak. Look at this. It's still giving you money. Where could you have gotten in at? Right here. Let's go ahead and find that arrow. If there was one. Let's see. If there was one. Oh, yeah. There it is. Right there. The sell arrow. It's right there. Right here. That one netted about 56 pips. It did come back up, and that was dropping. So even on the first leg now, 58 pips, I don't think any of you guys will argue about that. Let's go to 1 hour, see if we find anything. Okay, 1 hour came in earlier than this entry. Let's go to the 30-minute. Okay. Yep, see, the simplicity gets you in earlier. That's what's nice. It got you in way up here. Let's mark that. That's why I said they don't have this, you do, and you're still failing. Okay, so let's move this out. Simplicity told you way up here. So if you would have got in right here to here, let's go ahead and mark up how many pips you would have had. From right here to where it's now going, that would have been 117 pips. What's the difference? You waited. Okay, waited. See, right here, it's the same markup from the daily. Clearly, this is in the downtrend. Clearly, it's retesting this level. You got in on the arrow and you waited. There you go. So you just missed out on more money. So my point is, guys, as a retail trader, you can't keep trying to mess with trades, manipulate trades, keep adjusting your stop loss, keep on staring at it every few minutes, because what happens is it creates anxiety. You have to set the bait and then you wait. Just, hey, I see a trade, looks good from all higher time frames. Let me go ahead and enter the trade. Let me use a decent stop loss that's above all noise levels, and then I'll just come back and check on it. Because here's the deal. No major news events will break the trend typically. The only one that has the ability to actually spike so high to really break in above those levels is only the Fed interest rate news, which has already passed, which is why we had a turbulent week last week because of the Fed interest rate news. The markets really get nervous before Fed interest rate news. Outside of that, most other news, it never makes a big difference. It can jerk the markets a bit, give it a herky-jerky, but it cannot break the trend, okay? This is why you're seeing here, this is an uptrend. Everybody sees this is an uptrend. How many news events came out through here? Tons of them, but it did not break the overall trend. It was still going. So now this has a long way down to even match up if it's going to rebalance itself. This thing can come all the way down to here, news events and all. So I even asked Swag, I was like, okay, so what news events do you pay attention to? And it was the basic ones that I was telling you guys about. You know, Fed interest rate news and inflation numbers will make it jerk, but it still won't break the trend. But the biggest one is going to be the Fed interest rate news, U.S. Fed interest rates, and U.S. Fed inflation numbers, and NFP. Those are the main three whoppers that you kind of want to avoid trading. Okay. But if you're a person who's going to hold the trade for 2 weeks anyway, there was a lot of Fed interest rate news to happen here. There was a lot of all kinds of news events. And yes, it did pull it back. But at the end of the day, look at this thing. Look at this thing. Okay. From down here to up here, even to this arrow, that was 761 pips. There was tons of news events, tons, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. They don't care. They don't care. They're looking at, give me the bag. You go to work and you typically get paid every 2 weeks. So for them, they take trades and they say, okay, this trade is going to pay me in a week or two. I'm going to get paid into a week or two. That's the way they think, just like a normal paycheck. So that's why they don't care. They don't care. Okay. Set the bait and then you wait. All right. Let's go to hands. If you guys have a question, go ahead and raise your hand and then we're going to go ahead and close our class. We are done for today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. All right. If you have a hand, go ahead and raise your hand. If you have a question. All right. Go ahead, Terrence. Go ahead and unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Terrence. How are you?
I'm doing better. So I was thinking about Dr. Elvis. He talks about having multiple accounts, small accounts. What is a smaller account? Is that $1,000 or is that $10,000 or is that what? What is a smaller account?
That's something you can ask him. Hit him up in the chat and he can more direct that question. But I do know that a lot of people have lots of accounts, especially, which by the way, I have a meeting today with somebody because we might be launching the futures market. Now I know in the futures market, we have multiple accounts. So therefore, when you take one trade and they just translate across to others, the good part about having multiple accounts, instead of you having to go for feeling like you have to hit a home run every time you take a trade, that's where people go, they're trying to hit a home run. You can make $200 or let's say $50. But if you have $50 across 10 accounts, how much money you made for the day?
Say 500.
Okay. See, 500 a day. See, you just $50. Base hits, little base hits. Little base hits. Every once in a while you get a home run, but think about it like this. Okay. Looking at that standpoint like they do, and this is why Dr. Paisley has a lot of money. Okay. See, quiet dude, but a lot of money. That dude got a money. He got money.
I'm actually in that. I'm actually in that trade, GU.
But watch this.
And I was in it for the arrow.
Yeah, but here's the point. You have 111 pips. So let's just say you had 100 pips. 100 pips, and you had a standard lot. That's $1,000. But if you had 10 accounts, how much money you made on this one trade? $10,000 on one trade. Just one.
Yeah. I'm actually using your strategy with the 1 hour, and so far it's really working out for me. It just needs to marinate, but I'm using it on both my funded account and I'm using on my demo account, so I can I get both of them, but it seems good so far. So good.
Yeah, good. And like I said, here's the difference. The other thing about using it is you'll know what direction from the higher time frame. So even if an arrow comes out, you can say, okay, if this is in a down, it's clearly in the downtrend. I mean, it's clearly in the downtrend. How do we know? Here's the high. It created a lower high. So that officially says this is now a downtrend. So even if you get an arrow that for a buy, okay, this is probably going to be a pullback trade. Okay, might be a pullback trade, which is cool. No big deal. Okay, pullback trade. But overall, the one that's going in the same direction as this higher time frame, which is this one, is going to give you the most pips. This is why this buy arrow dot came in. And did it give you some pips? Yeah, sure did. Look, from here to here, that was like 36 pips. But look at this one here. It's 120. See the difference? Why? Because I'm going in the same direction as the higher time frame. Higher time frame right here, I clearly see that it's bouncing off of the daily. And by the way, I keep telling you guys, if you don't have the SA system, the 60 analyst, get it. because you clearly see from the daily that this is in a clear downtrend. This was a huge pullback. So huge down move, pullback, stopped right here. And so therefore, from the daily, you can tell if I had to flip a coin and say whether this is going to go up or down, what would you have said right here?
Going down.
Okay. See, it's dummy proof. It's okay. Then right here. See, down. So then when this 1 hour arrow came in, no wonder it gave more pips than the buy because it's in the same direction as what you already knew the bias was, down. See? So
Yeah.
it's just really simple. And the point is, again, if you're right here and you can clearly say this is looking like it's going to be a downtrend, where would you put your stop? Right above the noise. Right above the noise. So any news events come out, whatever, because they're just going to spike real big. And then eventually they're going to come right back into the trend. They always do the same thing. Big news events, small news events, they never break the trend. They just, for that day, they will cause a huge spike to knock out most people. But for those who are looking at it from these higher time frames and saying, I don't give a flapping part about tight stop losses, I'm going to just put it above all the noise. They are the ones who typically make the most bucks in this business because even with no news events, and if you're on vacation, guess what? You just came back from vacation and you're in profit, news events and all, because it didn't matter.
Hmm.
It did
Also,
not matter.
I have found out I kind of back tested the theory about 1 hour, and I could say for 10 out of 10 trades you would have won,
Yes.
and it would typically be around 1 to 1.5, and you can clearly take it from when you take it and then you make it back, you can clearly see you can take it from arrow to arrow, and
Yes.
it typical will take you around 3 to 5 days, but it will go there.
Can you repeat that last part? That I think everybody need to hear that. It would take typically how long?
3 to 5 days.
Okay, 3 to 5 days. See my
Yes,
point? About a week. I told you, in their minds, the trade will play out within a week or two.
yes.
They anticipate that. And in Swaggy, he says, my average hold time is 2 weeks on the trade. Average.
I've back tested it, and I see that from the arrow to or for the zones to the zone is typical of around 3 to 5 days, but it will go there.
Isn't that amazing? So here's the truth of the matter is, are we making this job more harder than what it should be?
Yes,
That's what I was thinking too. That's exactly
I'm
my
still practicing.
But that's my point. I think, again, going back to the example of me and the other newbie out there going fishing versus the seasoned veterans, we were the ones floundering around and caught nothing, even though everybody on the whole dock, it was just a day where nobody was catching many fish. I mean, and the dock is very long. It ran on for at least a mile with all these fishermen, professional fishers, and everything. So nobody caught anything. But what was the difference? The difference is I'm tired from jerking around trying to make this thing. I'm breaking lines. I'm doing all this and that. And Dr. Mark and his brother, I had to go check on his brother because he was over there with a hood on and he was in his little patio chair with his feet up and he had his two poles in line. He was looking like he was dozing off. Dr. Mark just recently wrote a book, so I'm chatting with him about his new book that he wrote, and then after that, it's like he ain't had nothing else to do, But he wasn't touching his lines. He would play with them every once in a while. He'll play with them just to have something to do. But he really wasn't tripping. Me and the other newbie, we were the ones constantly trying to manipulate things to speed it up. Let me catch it. And we walked away with the same results as them. That the fish just weren't biting. But they were relaxed and had a good relaxing time. I'm worn out. And the newbie friend, he worn out. And guess what? It wasn't even necessary. We were doing too much. And it's the same thing in the trading markets. These people are not doing that much. And they don't even have what you have. There is no reason why the people in Super Easy is not succeeding, other than the fact the mentality is what's wrong. These tight stop losses, impatient, throw the bait, And I cannot wait. It needs to start doing something. What's going on with the market? Why is it in drawdown? And then at the end of the week on Friday, you look back, they're cashing out and doing withdrawals, and you got with nothing. And now you're frustrated. And then you go back to, well, maybe I need to change my strategy. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do that. And they're doing nothing but the same thing every week. Going to these time frames and saying, okay, let me see what you got going on. Oh, okay, cool. I see you. That's all they're doing. That's all they do. See, look at this. Clearly, you see, this is the trade I sent out to y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, not you personally, not you, Terry, personally, but for the retail traders in our copycat family, look at how much money you would have made on this trade. I knew it was going to drop. I knew it. I knew it. Absolutely no doubt. I knew it was going to drop. Look at this. Higher. Here's the high. Lower high. Walking right downstairs, just like I've been teaching. And we were in this trade. That's why I put the video out to let you guys know why I'm closing it out, because I don't want to hear no whine in the case it just jumps up because of the little inflation news. But in fact, yesterday's inflation news actually worked in our favor. That's why it's dropping so hard. See this big candle? That's because of the news. See how it's still dropping? Look at all the money we missed out on fooling with retail traders. Okay, this is what we miss out on when we act like retail traders. That's why I put the video out before this happened. Nobody can say I'm lying. I put the video out yesterday before this happened. And I said, I'm going to cut this trade because of the inflationary news, because I know people don't like that. Okay. And look what happened first. Look what happened first. And I saw this too. Look what happened first. You see, this is where people will put their stop loss, Terrence.
Yeah.
All right, watch this. You see this yellow line? That's exactly where they're going to put their stop, directly on it. But look what happened, Terrence. Look at what they did. It's right here, evidence. Look at what they did first.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let's measure this, Terrence. 6 pips above, took people out, and then the major drop.
True.
So anyway, thank you for your question. You have anything else for me?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Well, thank you again for coming today.
Thank you too for keeping the meeting open.
Yeah, keep us up to speed on, keep us updated on your on the 1 hour, because I told you guys, some of you guys just stick with the 1 hour. Just turn the scanner on, take 1 hour trades. Oh, by the way, before we go, Terrence, here, write this down in your notes, sir. And this is for everybody. Write this down. What are my times that I'm looking for the trades? Okay, this is what they just take them. Okay, they just, whenever they see something, they just take it. But they don't care about drawdown, so it doesn't bother them. If you're a drawdown fanatic where you just allergic to drawdown, then this may help you. For me, the AUD and NZD trade setups, AUD and NZDs and JPYs, I don't mind taking those. Let me be even more clear. JPYs are the only trade setup I wouldn't take during the Asian session. So if an alert came out and it shows, hey, there's a trade on the JPY pairs during the Asian session, that's it. That is their session. So I'll take the trade. That's the only one. Okay. Right. Number 2, AUD and NZD pairs, I typically will wait until at least 10:30, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then I'll go look and see if they have any setups. Why? Because their session is already opened up and it's about to close, so any noise that they had is pretty much dead. So then I'll look for AUDs, NZDs, and JPY setups at that time, okay? With the exception of JPY, I can trade it during the Asian session. The Euros, the Swiss, which I don't trade the Swiss very much, but the Euros and the GBPs, I wait until 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I used to wait a little bit later, but the market's behavior has changed. So I wait until at least 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. Now, typically, you're going to find really, really good setups around 4 a.m. Why? Because now London is already open. The Frankfurt session is already open. They've already did their manipulations. They've already taken out all the dreams and deflated all the retail traders. They already stopped on at them people. They got them out the markets. And then after that, you wake up around that time, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you look for setups on there. And typically you'll find some pretty good setups on there. Okay.
Mm.
Those are
Mhm.
my specific times for the specific pairs that I'm trading. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the point? AUD and NZD, their session is pretty much coming to a close around 10:30, 11 p.m. So therefore, when I enter to the trades, I don't have to worry about any news events, manipulations, or anything. So it's pure setup. That's it. I've already bypassed the manipulation portion. For the euros and the pound, GBP, I wait till 4 a.m. Why? Because that's after their news manipulations and everything is done. What am I doing? I'm just waiting until after these sessions manipulations are over and then hopping in right before the New York session where all the volume pushes it in one direction or another. That's all I'm doing. I'm just waiting till I need to get these trades in before New York opens. But when do I look? I look for AUD and NZD around 10:30, 11 p.m. Eastern. Euro, GBPs. I'm waiting till about 4 a.m. or anytime after that for New York to look for a trade setup. That's all I'm doing. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Even if the narrow comes out, even if the narrow comes out. Why? Because guess what happens? Let me see if I can find you one. And I'll let you go, Terrence. All right. See, here's a perfect example of what I mean. The arrow came in. What happened later? London session. What did it do?
Pullback.
There you go. Now, if you're like the professional traders who said, you know what, I'm just going to use the previous high up here and I'll put my stop loss, everything I just told you doesn't even matter. Let's go to the daily time frame. See, it's up here, way out of the way. They don't care. They don't care about nothing I'm telling you guys right now. Why? Because at the end of the day, most people say, oh my God, that's a big stop loss. Okay, that's cool. But then you're looking at all this money they just made. Like one trader, he said, man, I was prepping to have a conversation with you guys, and he was talking about GDP on the way up. He said, "Man, I missed out on $60,000 on the trade." That's what Swaggy told us. That was just what week or two ago. He said, "Man, look at this trade, man. I knew it was going to go there, man. And I was distracted trying to set up things just so I can, meet with you guys, and I missed my end. I knew it was going to go there, and this and that." He said, and he was on the daily. And the bottom line, it was right here. I'll tell you where it is. I still see it. It was right here. He was trying to get on the up right there. It was this right here.
Mhm.
He said, man, and that was 2 weeks ago. Right here. It was just set up right here. Okay. Stop loss would have been right up under here. Okay. So right here between here, that's where he was looking. Stop loss would have been right here to the upside. He said, man, I missed out on $60,000. He said the move already happened and it shot up before he can see this big candle. It shot
Yeah.
up. I missed out on $60,000. He said, man, that was a $60,000 trade for me. See, they don't care about all that.
Mhm.
They don't care. That's them. They don't care because they're looking for the big moves, just like here. You had the advantage of the 1 hour arrow came out. So now if we're looking at this, and I'll let you go in a moment. I'm sorry for holding you so long, brother. But
Fine,
okay,
fine.
1 hour arrow, take a look at this. So then people crying, oh no, man, that's way too much drawdown. I get it. Okay, that's 200. I get you. But there you go. They don't care. And it's still not done dropping. Because if you look at it from this standpoint, it's still got a ways to go, possibly, to the Fibonacci level 38.4, 38.2, possibly. So it's still got a ways to go. So they don't care. They just don't care.
No,
They
but
don't.
if you use the 1 hour like you just did, and you put it on top of the zone, you will find.
You're good. Yeah, that's my point. See, we have other tools they don't. I'm telling you, this is where they will put their stops way up here because they just want to be completely out of the noise zone. So if you guys want to kind of write that down for a note for yourself, they put their stop above the noise zones. Okay. They will go to the higher time frames and say, where's the noise? And then wherever that noise level is, they put their stop well above it. Even if they have to reduce their lot size to accommodate for the stop loss, that's what they will do because they just want to be completely out of the noise zone. Because guess what? In their minds, by the time this thing start dropping, they can always, guess what? Here's what they do. Okay, it's starting to drop. So now they can always move their stop loss down, but they don't want to keep getting stopped out over trades that were good setups. Now, for us, you could have put it above this because this is a prior. Here it is. So you could have put it there. Anywhere out of the noise zone is what they're focused on. Okay. So for
Mhm.
us, they don't have our trading system. Okay. So look at where my stop is. Okay. So that's fine. Put it above there. Just put it above there. Or like you said, typically just put it right above the zone. And
Yeah.
you're left alone. You're completely out of the way. Now, what does that mean though? You're going to have to use a smaller lot size so
Mhm.
that if there's news jerks or whatever, which typically will spike up and then drop back down anyway, you just won't get knocked out. And then guess what? Wait for the trade to play out and have some patience.
Yeah,
And this is why
because there's
professional.
one sentence that sticks with me that you said is the only way that you can lose an account is too big a lot size.
Yes, that's exactly think about it, guys, like this. Every account you have ever blown,
It's true. It's so
every
true.
if you were using a 0.01 lot size,
Yeah.
how long would it have taken you to blow an actual account, prop firm or not?
Yeah.
So is it
Yeah.
really this, that, and the other, or is it the fact that you're trying to go too fast? And
It's
that is
true.
probably the problem.
It
Okay.
is.
Your stop losses are too tight and you're using too big of a lot size. So for an example, here it is on just a naked chart with just resistance levels. You can clearly see up here. You can see it's already heading down. I mean, who can't see this? How are you not seeing this? Okay, how are you not seeing this? You can be the worst person who don't know how to draw trend lines, and you can just take a blind shot at it and say, "Okay, Uncle P, I'm just going." Oh, that's a downtrend. Exactly. So what are you doing then? Why didn't you make money? If you can, all right, close your eyes. I'm gonna do it like a birthday surprise. Close your eyes. Come on, kids, close your eyes. Turn around. Turn around. Glance at the chart. Up or down? Oh, that's going down. Exactly. So then why didn't you make money on it? Why didn't you? Because it's us. We're in our own way. We're sabotaging our own success because we keep doing things that is sabotaging. You knew this was a downtrend. This is the same 4 hour charts, even with a blank chart without the indicators or anything, just my resistance levels. Clearly, you can see that this was heading down. All you had to do was get in on any one of these resistance levels and hold on, put your stop above the prior high, and then you were good to go. So here we go. This one came down. You could have made money from here to here. Okay. From
Hmm.
here to here. And if you don't want to hold it for a whole ride, that's fine. Even this little move right here, that was 200 pips right there. Get in, get out. That's fine. Then when it comes back up, that's fine. It doesn't matter. However you want to play it. But the truth of the matter is, at least you knew where it was going to go. Play it. But the problem is, use a smaller lot size and a bigger stop loss. That's all. Okay. That's
Hmm.
all. That's it. Nothing different. It's nothing magical. I'm just trying to help you guys to understand they're not doing anything magical. So you watching their YouTube channels, seeing Swaggy on his jets and all, seeing and Dr. Paisley, he's completely different from Swaggy. They do the same trading style, but they think completely different. So Dr. Paisley sitting on all this money, but you'll never know. You'll never know that he got money. He lives really low key, really low key. Swaggy C, he got the mansion in over here in Dominican Republic. He got another place in Dubai. He's riding his jet and this, and they both got about the same amount of money, and they both trading the exact same way. Ain't nothing magical. So if they can do that, why can't you? Okay. All right. Thanks, Terrence.
Yeah. You are.
All right. Let's go to the next hand. Okay. All right. Let's see. Uh, Randall, I think that's the name. Go ahead and mute.
Grace and peace. How you doing?
All right. How are you? Did I say the name right this time?
Randall. Yeah, I mean, it was about same as last time, but it's all
Oh,
right. I just had one simple question. And I don't have the scanner, the easy scanner. So a lot of times I do miss the alerts because when I try to put them on the charts on the trade view, the simplicity, it freezes the chart sometimes. So I can't put too many on there. So is it is it best to get the easy scanner so that I
that's
can prevent
exactly why
that?
I built it. That's exactly why I built it.
Uh,
The MetaTrader platform, and I know a lot of people don't, they're saying, man, this is an older platform. To me personally, it is absolutely hands down the best one. I've used TradingView, which, by the way, I'm missing out on an opportunity on trades right now because on my futures account, which oh my God. Oh, geez. Fooling around with y'all. Gee whiz. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nas dropped out to my box. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
SPX did too. Yeah.
Oh. Fooling around with y'all niggerachis. Oh my God. Oh. Look at that. See? Broke down out of my box. Oh. Fooling around with y'all people. Oh, good gracious. Oh. See, I have a specific time when I trade futures as well. Oh. Oh, oh, well, that's nice. Let me take a look at something. Give me a second.
Mhm.
Okay, there we go. Good, good, good. You're coming downhill. Good job, baby. Good job. All right, let's take a look at gold. Let's take a look at gold. And then I'll get to your question. I apologize, brother. Okay. Close your eyes and now open them. From the daily time frame, would you be a buyer or a seller?
It's an uptrend. I wouldn't sell yet.
Okay, looking at it from this standpoint, buyer or seller?
It's breaking structure down, so I still wouldn't buy yet, but it looks like it's going into a buy.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me make these way bigger. Way bigger. All right, now you can really see my evidence, my support and resistance dots. Now take a look. Buyer or seller?
Sell. It looks like it's sell.
Exactly my point. So everybody who's crying, oh, we in drawdown, melting like, and look now. See, of course, here's the high. Here's the next high. It created a high, but is this high lower than this one?
No.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Remember I told you, walking downstairs, that's how you can tell a downtrend. Here's the high. Here's the next high. Is this high higher than this one or lower than this one?
It's lower.
It's lower. That's where you get the term lower highs, which equals downtrend. Lower high equals downtrend. Higher highs equals uptrend. This is a lower high because here's a high point. You can see the dots. Here's another high point, but this high point ain't as high as this one. So remember that all the time, that it's literally like walking, either you're walking upstairs or you're walking downstairs. Okay. When you're walking upstairs, each step is higher than the next. That's what makes it going up, uptrend. When you're going in a downtrend, it's just like stairs. You have this top step. The next step you take is always going to be lower than the top step. And each step that you take is always going to be constantly lower than the next and the next and the next and the next. That's how you know you're going down, like downstairs. Upstairs, higher. Each step is higher. Downtrend, each step is lower. So yes, this was low. Here's a low. I'm sorry, here's a high point, but it was lower than this one. So it's like you're literally walking downstairs. So the next high that's created may be down a little bit lower. And you're just walking down the stairs. You're just walking downstairs. That's it. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 quick second. Oh, by the way, those who's in gold, I'm gonna close this trade out for you. Big winner. You just made big money on that. You're welcome. Big money. You just won big money on that. I'm part of other groups and they was all saying buy, buy, buy. And I said, okay, I get what they're saying. That's a short-term pullback. And now look, just closed out. You guys had a big winner for those in the gold copier. Okay, big winner. Congratulations. You're welcome. Very nice. Very, very nice. 1 second, you guys. Give me a second. I got 4 screens going. Give me 1 second, brother, okay?
Yep.
Okay, give me a second. All right. Yes. All right, let me close out this NAS trade. I have to manage my money on this prop firm account. All right, and I will close you. And I will close you. 1 position on gold. I'm gonna still hold this other position on gold. All right, cool. Nice day. Nice day. Nice day on my prop. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hold this next one because now that it has clearly proven that it's a downtrend, that means this could just be the beginning. How do I know? All right. First of all, if I tighten up my charts, okay, look at this huge move up. Huge move, need to be heading down. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do this for you guys. Let's go to GU, brother. GA, same thing. See? Boop, 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 boop. Look at that. High point. And make it bigger for you. Here's a high point. Here's the next high point. And here's the next one. Isn't it just like you're walking down a flight of stairs? See? Top step. Then you walk to the next step. And the next step. And you're heading on down. Same thing. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Look at this one. You can really see these stairs. This is picture perfect right here. See, look. Mama said to come downstairs and come do these dishes. Okay, tell mama I'm on my way. Let me get my robe. You put your robe on and what you do. Here I come, mama. Here's you upstairs. And then you start walking downstairs. That's a downtrend. Just that simple. That's why I tell you guys, if you don't have the sexy analyst, you really want to get that too, because this is already pre-built in and you guys can just simply look at it in a glance and you'll instantly know uptrend, downtrend. Where am I at? 4-hour time frame. Go to the daily. Look at that. Ooh, that was beautiful. Oh God, that was so beautiful. That was pretty. Okay, let me show you another one, brother, and then I'll let you go. I'm so sorry for holding you so long. That's my resistance. Let's see, baseline up. No. Let's see, I'm going to do this, all right, because I have 2 different ones. If I want to look at it from a downtrend only, just resistance levels, I'll do that. All right, so now I'm going to take this, and this is a single indicator, but it's already pre-built into your sexy analyst, okay? So let's go to the colors. And I put none on that, so I'm going to switch this. And this same thing is built into the sexy, okay? This is the stripped down version of it. All right, so now I'm going to do this one here, and I'm going to take this one out. And put none for this so one can identify only uptrends, okay? And let's make this a 4, a 5. Okay, make this real big. All right, so now look, here's an uptrend. No other indicator. All you have is this. Can you see this was an uptrend right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me, sir? I'm sorry, I'm just talking your head off, brother.
No, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Liz, let me go ahead and bring you. Thank you for your patience, brother. I'm sorry, man. I was just talking your head off. You're like, bro, I only have 1 question, man. Go ahead and unmute, Liz.
Hey, good morning, Uncle P.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Liz?
Oh, I'm doing fine. And you, sir?
Good. So, all right. So
Okay.
just for an example, real quick, everybody, this is what an uptrend would look like. Okay. Let me unlock my chart so you can see it. Okay. So right here is where it began. How do you know it's a uptrend or downtrend? You can see these were heading down. How do you know this was the bottom? I don't know. But how do I know it was an uptrend? Because the very next step was higher than this one. So it's literally like you just, mama said, take your butt to bed. She's sick and tired of you. All right, mama, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear no sorry. Just go to sleep. Just give me a break. Okay, mama, where are you going? Upstairs. Here we go. And you start walking upstairs. Okay, that's it. That's it. Downstairs, upstairs. Uptrend, downtrend, upstairs, downstairs. That's all it is. It's just stairs. That's why I used to call it the Stairmaster. Anyway, hi, Liz. What's that?
So, Uncle P, I was just coming on just to thank you for all of the systems that you have created to help us. I really don't have any more questions anymore because coming to class, listening in on the chat, and just hunkering down and doing it now, it's starting to work for me. And then of course, I have one of the copiers. So thank you for all these systems you created. They definitely is helping us all out.
I appreciate you, Liz.
So that's all I wanted to say. And I wanted to congratulate Mr. Derek for passing his challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's just everything is just cleared out now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, D, what's up, bro? All right. Thank you, Liz.
All right.
All right. So again, guys, listen, to pass a challenge, to be honest with you, taking a look at what I've showed you guys today, why can't any of us pass a challenge? Why? There's just no reason you can't. If you have the sexy endless, let me show you this. It's exactly what I just did. You can do it right here. So I'm sorry, go in here to, I'm using yellow and that one. So go here. So let's go to that yellow. You can make it bigger. Okay. So all the colors is in here. You can adjust the size of it in there. Okay. So let's make that yellow big. Look at that yellow. So if you need it bigger, just so you can really see what's going on, it's right there. Okay. And of course you have the uptrend in here too. So let's go here and I have none. See, that's why it was that. So let's add a color for an uptrend and let's just do blue. All this is pre-built in. You don't have to figure nothing out. Okay. All right. So I have orange. I don't know why I picked orange. Let me change this. Nope. Hover over. There we go. Hover over it. I picked orange. I didn't mean to do that. Let's pick this blue. All right. And then I go to the color and change that to 5. Make that, oh, I changed it in here. Let's make it blue. And then click OK. Anytime you make changes, always save the template. Okay, save the template. So now when it was an uptrend, I clearly see, okay, if arrows come out and I know this is an uptrend on a higher time frame, I only want to take the arrows in the same direction. So if you want to, you got the scanner sends you an alert. Okay, boom, take the arrow in the same direction and it'll be bouncing right off of these stairs. And this was an uptrend. How do you know? Because it's constantly walking right upstairs. Number 2, look at the master trend lines for you, pre-built in, telling you it was an uptrend. Now we switching over. How do you know? Because look, your mama said, come down and do the dishes. Or mama said, go to bed, go upstairs and go to bed. So either you're going upstairs and go to bed, or you're coming down to do the dishes. It's just that simple. Just that simple. Daily time frame, there you go. There you go. You can see it. Look at that. Daily, you can see it. Question is, how can you not see it? That one, if you have a question, now here's the key. Now I'll let you guys look at that double top. How can you not see it? That's the question you have to ask yourself. How can you not see it? If you can see it, then what's the problem? What is actually the problem? The problem is you. So you can see block, 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 block. You can see it. How could you not? It's right there. Look at the daily. Every time it came to the top of your zone on the daily, it dropped. How can you not see it? Because you don't want to see it. Because your impatience say, I need to be on this 5-minute time frame. I need to be on a 1-minute time frame. You can't see it because this is you. You see that? Don't this look weird? That's just how you trading. Because you just got to hurry up and get some money. But the professionals, they take a step back and say, okay, let me see what's popping down back here. Clearly, you seen that was a double top. Clear. How can you not have seen that? And look at all the money. Look at all the money you missed out on. When are you going to stop? I'm being honest with you guys. And I'm going to hit this stop and I'm going to share this with you guys and we're done. And then I got one more bonus blessing for you guys. One more bonus blessing. For those who hang back, I want to give you a little tip, okay? I was enjoying myself way too much. So I said, man, I got to go back on carnivore diet. But let me tell you guys this, okay? Let me stop this real quick. At what point are you going to say it's time for me to be blessed? and I'm talking to all of us, at what time are you going to say, it's time for me to be blessed? I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said something very important. He said, God will give you an idea, but he won't give you everything because he needs your participation. When a man was thinking of how to build a chair, God gave him a tree. He gave you the raw materials, but it still requires you to do some inputting. You can't just sit on the couch and expect the blessings to just rain through your roof. It requires some input from you. The truth of the matter is, you have everything you need. Okay? You have everything you need to succeed. The problem is your perception. And because you won't fix your perception, you're going to be in the same wilderness, just like the children of Israel. You're going to be in the wilderness for 40 years, round and around and around. You've been going through it, round and around and around, just like the children of Israel in the wilderness, because of their stubbornness. And how long are you going to be stubborn? How long is it going to take you to say, I need to discipline myself to be a lot more patient? Because he's not saying anything that I don't already know. I already know that if I adjust these things, I will automatically fix my problem. I know I can win. I can pass a prop firm with just 3 or 4 trades, 3 or 4 good ones, 100 pips each. How do I do that? Look at here. How could you have not seen this? This is the question. Here's the arrow right here. What did it do? Pull back, like I told you guys, which is why I wait for about 4 o'clock in the morning for the G pairs. This is one of them, the G pairs. Okay, wait 4 o'clock. Next arrow's still there. Cool. Put my stop loss right up here. Look at this. 170 pip move to the downside. All it required was what? Bigger stop loss, a little more patience. You don't have to have 50 trades to pass a prop firm. You just need a couple of good ones per week. Let me share this with you, which Swaggy also said. He said he only takes about 2 to 3 trades a week, period. He said, that's all I take. I don't take a lot of trades. He said, I don't need it. He said, I only take 2 or 3 trades a week. Isn't that fascinating? How many trades have you taken so far? And it's only Wednesday and you have no profits for it. Nothing. Because you keep repeating the same stupidity. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody said they can't see the chart. So let me show you this real quick. And then I got something to tell you guys to help you out on another blessing, and then I'll let you go. Okay, there we go. So again, let's look here. How could you have not seen this? This is the daily time frame. This is the 4-hour. Every time it came to the top of this simplicity zone, it dropped every time. Why did you miss it? Why? See, at some point, you got to face up and own up. Man, there's something wrong with me, man. I'm tripping. Yeah, you are. It's you. You're the problem. And you can fix that today. Now, a lot of these good setups, to be honest with you, a lot of the good setups, they're already gone for this week. You know, you can get a couple of good ones in for the remainder of the week. I'm not looking to trade heavy anymore for the rest of the week because all the main bangers are already gone. So I just have to wait for next week, wait for things to set up. You know, we good to go from there. But the point is, there was plenty of opportunity for you to pass a prop firm or to be on your way to passing the prop firm challenge. You have the tools. You just don't have the mentality. And you can read all the books on trading psychology. I've heard plenty of them, and none of them are just directly in your face saying, look, partner, fix these things. Bigger stop loss, smaller lot size, and some patience. I'm going to say it again. Bigger stop loss, smaller lot size, and some patience. Even if you have a bad day, which I had one this week, it didn't blow my prop firm account. Why? Bigger stop loss, smaller lot size, and some patience. That's all you need. That's the only thing separating you from the others that could make your year different from what it's been all this time. How many more years are you going to keep going around in a circle? How many more years? And you can blame trading systems. You can blame anything you want. But in the end, it's always been you because you've never changed your behavior. It's you. All right. Let me give you guys one more bonus and then I'll let you go. Okay, let me stop sharing. So this is something totally different. This is going to help you to kind of save money. Okay, here's a blessing. So bottom line is, I've been eating real good. You know, that's why I said some of y'all want to be full-time traders, you get bored. So I end up doing things I ain't got no business, like eating too many zingers and cupcakes and this and that, right? So anyway, I picked up about 20 pounds more than I wanted. So I decided, okay, but let me go back to what I know always worked, okay? And what always worked for me was the carnivore diet, right? So what I did was I actually basically just went to the store. Me and my wife, I told you guys, me and my wife, we had went to dinner one time, and we had went to this place called the Ocean Prime. And at the Ocean Prime, they were charging $100 per steak. Okay, $100 per steak. And for the $100 per steak, what happened was, and let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Give me a second, and I'm gonna help you save money. Ocean Prime restaurant. Okay, let me pull this up. Menus, and let's just pick Texas. And pull this on screen and share this with you guys. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me share this. And I'm just gonna help you to save some money. I want you guys to save money. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, so with this, let me see if I can pull up this menu. Okay, there we go. Let's just do Beverly Hills. Okay, Beverly Hills. I used to love going to Beverly Hills. All right, so let's look at their menu. I'm trying to get to the menu, and I got a reason for showing you guys this, and then I'll let you go. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where's the steaks? Now, if you're a person who says, oh, hold on, wait, go back. If you're a person who don't like eating meat, that's fine. The principle is still going to be the same. We did eat good. Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it on there. Okay, well, I'll just explain to you. I ordered a steak, and it was a ribeye. Okay, and the ribeye cost me $99. Okay, they charged me $100 for this steak, $100. Okay, yeah, I don't see it on here. Just look, just for baked lobster mac and cheese, which was the bowl was about this big, $50. Okay, $50, ridiculous. But it was our wedding anniversary. Because again, with me, I learned one thing: no matter how much money you have, be conservative, because you can lose it all. So even though God has blessed me, I still think differently now. Okay, I think differently about money. Okay, I have a good time, but I don't do it like I used to. All right, so watch this. All right, let's do this. Okay, they charged me $99 a steak. Okay, plus tax and tip. So we'd be looking at basically about $120 out the door for that one little meal. And the steak didn't even taste that good. Follow me and then I'll let you guys go. Okay, follow me and then I'll let you go. All right, follow me and I'll let you go. So $120 for a steak. Okay, tax and tip. But if you just want to separate it out and just say $100 for the steak, all right, that's fine. Okay. So I went to Costco and I bought a prime or a ribeye roast. Okay, the ribeye roast is about that big. Okay, and I took it home and I cut it up day before yesterday, and I had 28 steaks that I cut up, 28 ribeyes. Okay, so let's take 28 times 100. $2,800 is what I would have spent at Ocean Prime for 28 steaks. $2,800. How much did I pay for the same roast and now just cut it up myself at home? $247. So watch this. Minus 247. I saved myself from Ocean Prime $2,553. Same exact steaks, and their steak had no flavor. It was just a hunk of meat with no flavor, and they brought you a little sauce to dip that tough thing in. Okay. And if it wasn't my anniversary, I probably would have sent it back. My wife said I got cheap taste buds. I sure do. I don't like all that. So we went the other day. We just had some friends come in town last week, and we took them out on the ocean to this restaurant that sits on the ocean. I ordered another prime steak, okay, a ribeye. Now, it was cheaper than Ocean Prime. Their steak was only $37, okay? So times 28, okay? So $37 times 28 would have cost me $1,036. How much did I pay for my own? Okay. Minus 247. I saved $789. Okay. I cut them up myself. When I want a steak, I put it on my Foreman, that little Foreman grill. I still got it after all these years, a little small Foreman grill. Put it on there. It got all the burnt steak marks, the grill marks on it. It looks everything else, but I season myself because I used to run a restaurant years ago. I can season it myself, get the same steak burn marks on it, and it literally was delicious. I cut up 28 of them. Yesterday, I went through a bunch of steaks yesterday. I ate just steak. Today, I got about 20 of them, no, about 10 of them that I'm going to put on my smoker, and I'm going to smoke them so they have that barbecue flavor. And then I'm going to put them in Ziploc bags, individual Ziploc bags, and put them in the freezer. So whenever I want a steak, it's already smoked with the mesquite flavor in it. Okay. I can do all of this stuff. And last night, my wife also took some of those steaks and she did her magic, which she makes them so tender. She put them in this broth, cut up nice onions on top, and put them in this and bakes them for a little while. So when you do take them out and grill them, they're butter tender. Okay. All these different steaks. Look how much money I saved. So what is the whole point of what I'm sharing with you guys? Guys, right now, some of you guys, you're overspending and you're not protecting what God has blessed you with, okay? Protect your blessings. If you're getting a tax refund or this and that, don't go out splurging. Use wisdom to make that money stretch, okay? Find ways to make that money stretch. I don't have to do it. It's just me and Nancy now. I don't have bills we don't have all that. Okay, we really don't. But in my mind, I never forgot the last time when I thought I was king of the hill with millions of dollars in my account and end up going broke because life happens. And I had my Job experience and I lost everything and was about to be homeless and thrown out on the streets. I never could have seen that coming. Never. So even though God has blessed me again, I don't take it for granted. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right now, my abilities come from me being able to physically look at the charts and to physically make a decision on taking trades, okay? That's where I can make my ends meet, okay? But what happens, and I don't even want to say it, well, y'all know, don't even speak it, don't speak. What happens? I'll just say that. What happens? You can be in a car accident. You can this, that, and the other. You could have lost a loved one. Anything can happen in life. And now you're not on these charts. And that's all it took. However, if you were wise with what God gave you, you can take a break from things and you can still survive. Why? Because when God bless you with a blessing, special tax season is coming up, which some of y'all already probably spent your tax check. But the truth of the matter is, why didn't you store up just in case? Just in case. If there's a power outage for whatever reason, I can't control that. I don't have access to my charts. Okay? What happens? All I'm telling you is be wise with your blessings so that you don't have to constantly keep worrying about the next time you pay a bill, next time this and that. Because sometimes God will give you a blessing, and what did you do with it? You wasted it. That's why you keep being in the hole all the time. Now you're always out there begging, borrowing, and bumming. Okay? Which is what I had to do because I was unwise with my blessing. Me, I'm way more conservative now because I realize anything can happen. And I want to show God that, hey, I was faithful over a few things so that you can make me rule over many. Even if you don't give in to many, I want to show you gratitude with what you gave me. Will I go out and treat myself to a couple of things? Of course I do. But am I out there buying cars and buying the houses and this and that like I used to when I was young? Absolutely not. You're not going to catch me twice. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Wisdom, wisdom, use wisdom, use wisdom. You pass some prop firm challenges, great. When you make some money, what do you do with it? You out there trying to ball out, or you gonna use wisdom? Here's something else we just did. There's a lot of political stuff going on, and I don't know what's happening. The biggest and best thing you can do is to get yourself debt free as fast as you can. I won't say it. Oh, I got haters in here. I won't say it. I'll leave you guys with that. All right, you guys, I'm gone. I'm gonna let y'all have that. Just marinate on that.